My name is Ili. The title of my graduation thesis is Research on the Impact of Online Reviews on Consumers' Purchase Intention, a case study of leading sports brand. This research was guided by Professor Mohammad Shabir. Next, I will comprehensively present the core content of this research to you from the research background, theoretical model, empirical analysis, to conclusion suggestions. First, let's look at the core abstract of this research. The study combines literature research and consumer inertia to construct a theoretical model of how online reviews influence purchase intentions. Through questionnaire surveys and quantitative analysis, it explores the mediating role of perceived trust and ultimately provides targeted strategies for the information matrix construction of the leading brand. From the perspective of research value, previous literature has confirmed that online reviews can influence consumers' purchasing decisions. However, there is no unified conclusion in the academic community on which specific factors are at play. With the improvement of consumers' demands and the development of e-commerce, problems such as information asymmetry and the inability to directly perceive products in online shopping have become increasingly prominent. Online reviews have thus become a key channel for consumers to obtain product information. Therefore, this study takes leading as a case and uses SPSS 27 and process tools for data analysis, hoping to provide practical references for the operation of the brand's online reviews metrics. Next, let's talk about the research background. Firstly, the rise of third-party evaluation models has emerged. In the current era of information overload and the surging demand, this model has alleviated the contradiction between online and offline and has extremely high reference value. Looking at the B2C market, it has always been the main driving force of the global online shopping. But the problems are also obvious. Consumers can easily find product information, but it is difficult for them to distinguish authenticity, measure quality, and do not know the true motives behind the information. It is precisely against this backdrop that we focus on LinkedIn, the leading domestic sports brand, to explore the impact of online reviews on consumers' purchasing intentions. The theoretical basis of this research mainly consists of two aspects. One is the theory of consumer purchasing behavior, and the other is theory of purchase risk. The model construction of this study mainly referred to the model of the influencing factors of online reviews on consumers. Based on these theories, we have proposed a research model and a hypothesis. The model contains three independent variables: the quantity, quality, and credibility of online reviews, a mediating variable, perceived trust, one dependent variable, consumers' purchase intention for leading products. The specific assumption can be classified into four categories. First, the quantity, quality, and credibility of online reviews respectively have a positive impact on perceived trust, namely H1A, H2A, and H3A. Secondly, these three online reviews features respectively have a positive impact on the purchase intention, namely H1B, H2B, and H3B. Thirdly, the perceived trust plays a mediating role respectively among the quantity, quality, credibility of online reviews and the purchase intention, namely H4A, H4B, and H4C. This study adopted the questionnaire survey method to collect data. To ensure the scientific nature of the questionnaire, we first conducted reliability and the validity analysis. The reliability analysis used Cronbach's alpha coefficient, as can be seen from the table. The number of items for all variables was less than 6, and the alpha coefficients were all greater than 0.8, far exceeding the standard of 0.7, indicating that the internal consistency of questionnaire was very good and the reliability was qualified. For validity analysis, we employed KMO and Bartlett sericity tests. The KMO value reached 0.866, which is greater than 0.8. The significance level of the Bartlett sericity test is less than 0.001, indicating that the data is highly suitable for factor analysis. The structural validity of the questionnaire is good, and it can effectively measure the variable we are studying. Here comes the core part of the empirical analysis. First, there is the main effect test. After controlling for gender, age, and educational background, The regression coefficient of the number of online reviews on purchase intention is 0.29. Delta R squared equals to 0.102. The regression coefficient of the quality of online reviews on purchase intention is 0.447. Delta R squared equals to 0.217. The regression coefficient of the credibility of online reviews on purchase intention is 0.454. Delta R squared equals to 0.22. All were significant, verifying the validity of H1B, H2B, and H3B. Similarly, as shown in the table, the regression coefficients of the quantity, quality, and credibility of online reviews on perceived trust are also significant, and H1A, H2A, and H3A have been verified. For the most crucial mediating effect test, we used the process plugin of SPSS 27, selected Model 4, and conducted the test with a 95% confidence interval and 5,000 bootstrap samples. The specific results are shown in the table below. The quantity, quality, and credibility of online reviews all have a partial mediating effect on the purchase intention through perceived trust, and all three mediating hypotheses are valid. In simple terms, online reviews can not only directly influence purchase intention, but also indirectly promote purchase decisions by enhancing consumers' perceived trust. Based on the above empirical analysis, we have reached the core research conclusion. The three characteristics of online reviews will significantly influence consumers' purchase intention for leading products through perceived trust. And at the same time, these three characteristics will directly affect the purchase intention. This means that for the leading brand, marketing and promotion can leverage online reviews to strengthen consumers' perceived trust, thereby enhancing brand influence. At the same time, it is also necessary to adjust the online operation layout and enhance the management ability of online reviews so as to effectively increase product sales. For consumers, actively collecting information about leading products through online reviews before shopping not only reduces purchase risks, but also broadens the range of choices, making decisions more secure. Based on the research conclusions, we have put forward two practical suggestions. First of all, it is necessary to enhance consumers' perceived trust. Brands should start from several aspects, such as product quality, scientific pricing, improving product information disclosure, and perfecting after-sales mechanisms to build a bridge of trust with consumers. Secondly, it is important to attach importance to management of online reviews. Domestic sports brands like Li Ning can establish a dedicated team. On the one hand, they can increase the number of reviews and the interactive atmosphere through internet promotion and build an information sharing matrix. On the other hand, both positive and negative evaluations should be given equal attention and dealt with actively. Of course, this study also has some limitations. First, the research time is limited and the sample size is relatively small, which may affect the universality of the results. Second, purchasing behavior is a complex decision-making process influenced by multiple internal and external factors. This study did not cover more in-depth dimensions. Future research can explore the influence mechanism of online reviews from deeper levels, such as product segmentation and socio-economic ecology. At the same time, this research framework can also be extended to more product categories, making the application scope of the research conclusions more extensive. That's all for my sharing. Thank you all.